shit. I show up, I just show up, you know, Cube shooting the movie. I'm over there, we smoking, chilling. And they keep coming to me panicking, and I'm like, what's wrong, man? He looking at me and shit. He said, Faze, I'm not here yet. I might need you to do a little part real quick for me. And I'm not really, you know, tripping. I said, man, I don't want to do that shit. But if you really want me to do it, you may have to do it. You can do it. It's you can do it, man. You can do it. You can do it. I said, whatever, man. If you let me know you need me. And then he said it one more time, like, I think I'm about to send you the makeup. You may have to do it. And as he's saying this, Faison pull up. Like, motherfucker, you on. That's how close it almost became to me and Big Worm. Oh. That kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Okay, no interviewer can have that conversation. Right. You know what I mean? I don't know how much I can divulge. As I talked to boy, I talked to women. Not taught him, but we've had a couple conversations. Like, I wouldn't say I taught him. What I would say was, I've given him examples of how to, at a young age, how to spot different things and girls and what they looking at, how they see you and stuff like that. But he was like a young man. Q was so fucking smart at a young age. It's like he just stood out. It's like he was in a group with fucking Jinx and KD. And they kids, I mean, they 15. So they kids, they laughing, they kids, they joking. I used to put them out the studio and shit. Get the fuck out of here, man. But Q would always ease back in there and be quiet and figure out, just be quiet and just listen. He was smart, you know what I mean? He was smart. You can fucking see that he was fucking, you could just see he was smart. I don't know how to explain it. They real smart too. I should say he was more like gravitating to that shit. Like I don't know how to explain it. You could just see the little shit in this motherfucking ass. So whatever reason, me and him used to kick it a lot. Back in the day, his mom would let a fucking child come spend the night at my house and shit. You know what I mean? We'd kick it. Cute, cool as fuck. Ride around, talk to hoes and shit. Just a cool little cat. The motherfucker, all that translated into him soaking. He could soak in what you was about and then articulate it back in rhyme. You know what I mean? I was a dope man. You know what I mean? So Q could soak that shit in, you know, and then spit it right back out at you, without having to sell a fucking rock. You know what I mean? He was very, you know, observant. You know what I mean? And he was just real fucking smart. As he was so smart, his mom didn't want him to fuck his off, so she made him go to college. And as NWA is blowing up, he had to go to Arizona and go to drafting school. Yeah, as we blowing up, she wouldn't. That was the deal. You want to do that rap shit, you want to go do drafting. So he was in college, you know. And then the rap shit took over. He had to come home. We got tours and shit. So that show you his work ethic at a young age. So that you fast forward this shit. This motherfucker, we on tour. Which tour was this? We're on, is it his tour? His tour, I think it was a Family Values tour. We're on tour with Korn and Limp Bizkit and all them motherfuckers. And Cube is doing that shit, and then getting on the fucking bus, he's reading the script for Three Kings. Learning his lines for Three Kings. Getting tired of that, put it down, pick up his laptop, open it up, writing the Players Club. That's Ice Cube. At the same time, this motherfucker's feeding him stuff that he's trying to digest and do this one, do this one call, this one that. Certain people was built for this shit. You know what I mean? That's Ice Cube. And then he made it look so fucking easy. And what are you doing? I'm writing Players Club. All right, this is how I write my movies, Law. I do this. This is the first step. Then I organize it like this. This is the second step. Then I put it in on a draft like this. He showed me. He broke that shit down like just like everybody should do this. You know what I mean? He made it look so fucking simple. Like I started writing scripts. You know what I mean? Fucking, because he made it look just too fucking easy. I can't explain it. You know, that shit's like ridiculous. That's killed, man. Now today he got his shit. You know, his time is like divided up to do this, and do this, and that's just a trip, man. It's a fucking amazing. The NWA stuff ended early for him. He left early, and he went and did a solo one. So that first solo one, I had nothing to do with it because I was still at Ruthless, and by then I had left Ruthless. When I left Ruthless, the first person I produced when I left Ruthless was Q. I did Really Though. That was a single, a hit. I did 2 in the Morning. Remixed The Predator for him. We did, what else we did? We did Lynch Mob stuff. I did Tadao. You know Tadao? That song for Ice Cube? Oh, you know that shit, man. You don't know hip hop. Fucking big ass, huge fucking hit. I did Tadao. I did some shit. I did Spitting Policies. I did Back Down Memory Lane. Shit. I did some more stuff. I can't remember. We did some movie stuff. Did some stuff that never came out that's gonna be on my greatest hits. Still, I still submit music for his movies. You might hear my beats and something that he's doing. You know what I mean? We get in where it fit in. I don't honey. When we, I'll get the call. He's working, and we'll coordinate a time to go by. I'll play some stuff. He'll pick out something. Cube is ridiculously generous, man. Cube the type of motherfucker that'll do a 6-song deal with me and only use 2-3 songs, but pay me for 6 songs. You know what I mean? So that's Ice Cube. What you gonna do? You know what I mean? My hat's off to him. I still astonished how his shit is still just afloat, still doing. It's interesting as fuck. And then Dre had Dre had a different run with his shit. Dre's was a little more rocky, but Dre made it to the end. With all that Snoop shit and all the, the Suge and the labels and all, you know what I mean? Not a lot of people make a lot of albums these days. They make a lot of, a couple radio songs, club songs that you can get into. I like Kendrick Lamar. I'm glad Dre presented him correctly. I was hip to him before Dre got him. Then when Dre got him, I was wondering, I hope Dre don't change him. But he's coming along nicely. I fuck with Chuck Crazy, his new West Coast act. But it's not a lot of dudes. I haven't bought a fucking record in. You know what I mean? I can care less who come out. I hear it. I listen to it like, oh, it's okay. This is what they doing now. Okay, okay. This is the tempo. This is the snare. This is the, And I have appreciation for these new artists because it's hard as fuck to sell a record. It's hard to make a hit. So if you're able to find you a niche in today's market, I got a lot of respect for you. Even if you're just doing it out of love, I even have more respect for you. But it's hard as fuck to sell a record. Just because a motherfucker like me don't like it, that don't mean shit, because it's a bunch of shit that if you would have played it for me, I might not have fucked with it. And then it turns into a huge hit. You know what I mean? So far, nothing has passed me. I take that back. It didn't pass me. When I was A&R at Aftermath, I did California Love. There's 2 versions of California Love. Dre did one version, the desert video version. Me and my partner D-Mac, we did the other version of California Love, the house party video version. We did that version. When we did California Love, Dre left Death Row, and that shit kind of fucked up all that stuff. And then he came back we sued 3 million. We won. He came back as Aftermath, and he set up Aftermath, and I came back as I was an A&R at Aftermath for almost 3 years, 2 or 3 years at Aftermath. Rakim, Truth, all that early shit at Aftermath. I was around. I was there when he signed 50. That's before it's the end. That's when I was getting ready to leave. But while I was there, I had an act I presented to Dre. We was gonna do him. Dre had me bring him in. We brought his masters in. We started fucking with it, tinkering and all this, and we did a song. And the song was supposed to be on the soundtrack for the Watch. And last second, Dre pulled it off. And then dude went on and signed with some other people. His name was Schaefer, but y'all knew him as Neo. I had Neo right there. That's the only person that, you know, I don't know if you want to say got away or whatever, but that wasn't in my call. Dre called that one. You know what I'm saying? We fucking had Neo. You'll be interviewing me in Paris right now or some shit. Or fake Paris. At least Paris, California. Right? No. I don't care. It's too hard. You know, just put it like this. When I looked at it, it wasn't the first hologram I've seen in my life. The fact that they did Pac, it don't shock me. Pac catalog and Pac estate is worth so much fucking money that don't be surprised if you have a Bob Marley hologram and a Left Eye hologram and a Jam Master Jay hologram. Anybody that ever passed, that's kind of what it's coming to. So for me to have a opinion on what's right or wrong for the state to honor his fans when I'm not in charge of that, I don't care what people do. It didn't bother me. I smile like, you know what I mean? But that Pac that was on stage, that's the Pac y'all knew. I knew a different Tupac. You know, I knew Pac before he had a solo albums. You know what I mean? When he was barely part of Digital. I didn't call him Tupac. I call him Soft Shell Turtle. I call him Turtle. Turtle, what's up, Turtle? Because when I met Pac, he had them bald spots in his head. He had alopecia, so he used to put this cream and shit on his head all the time. You know what I mean? That's the Pac I know. I know, you know, Tone Loc, you know, gave him that name. He looked like a fucking soft shell, turtle. It was bagging one day. Oh my God, that shit stuck so fucking hard to Tupac. He hated it, but he knew. He'd be fucking superstar somewhere, you know. Turtle! Turtle! He knew it was one of them. He knew what it was, you know what I mean? I want to hear that shit, you know what I mean? I mean, you wanted shit, like, Turtle. So, man, what's up? Yeah, I miss Tupac. I didn't think I, you know, would miss Pac, because Pac so much, I should say. Pac was real cool. All right, me and Pac, besides kicking it like that, he was on my couch when he got the call for the juice shit, and I took him to the airport, and came back, he blew that little money, but me and Pac would kick it. I got arrested 2 times with Tupac, just to show you. I mean, I had to go to him and say, I can't kick it with you no more. I can't be getting arrested. I got a real fucking record. You know what I mean? One time we get arrested in fucking West Hollywood, and we didn't have to get arrested. We out kicking it. He doing Poetic Justice movie. This how cool Pac is. Pac got them motherfuckers paying me to bring him to the set every day. Stupid shit. You know, John Singleton them paying me, you know, just to bring Pac to the set. Just make sure he come. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, all right. I mean, I was coming anyway. He was just coming anyway. He doing the movie. You know what I'm saying? So he living at my house. I mean, he don't drive. You know what I mean? So we doing the movie and shit. We go out one time and we just kicking it. And somebody see us and this big cat want to play like he's Pac bodyguard. We don't need no bodyguard. And we chilling. Long story short, this motherfucker get into an argument with a bitch that Pac dancing with. and push the girl. The girl swing at the dude and knocks out Pac nose ring, rips it out his nose, blood all over me and Pac and all this shit. And we leave. Everybody leave. It's over. You know, we in the car. We too drunk and stupid in the fucking car. But I ain't do nothing. We ain't do nothing. We ain't do nothing. Pac is, let's go back. We ain't do nothing. He laughing and shit. You don't understand. Pac is something else. We get in the fucking car. All right, you right. We ain't do nothing. We go back to the thing. Let's go get the girls. Let's go get the girls we left. We go back to the fucking thing. And the owner see us. Y'all come on in. I saw the whole thing. Y'all didn't do nothing. We go in the motherfucking, go get the girls. We get ready. We get the girls. We get ready to leave. As soon as we go over there to the motherfuckers, the owner come in and said, the police just pulled up. Y'all go out the back. I think the girl is outside, want to talk to the police. The girl that got into it with the bodyguard dude. We go in the fucking back. Car right there. We can leave. Get in the car and leave. Pop go on the side of the building. Thug life. All this kind of shit. Come on, man. Freeze. You know what I'm saying? There he is. Freeze. Like that kind of shit. Then that ain't enough. We get in the fucking cell. Me, him, and the homie get arrested. My homie just got out of jail 4 days ago. He just did 10 fucking years. You know what I'm saying? He just did 10 years. He don't know this motherfucker. But tell your homie be cool, man. You know what I'm saying? Well, I said, oh, we gonna bail you out, man. We in the jail. Pac won't stop talking. Fucking with the bailiff, you know. Y'all try to keep a black man down and this and that and all that kind of shit. And talking crazy to him and this and that. Fuck you. You know, one minute he talking intelligent. Next minute he's like, fuck you, man. If you do that, you're motherfucking good. You motherfucking. He go back to, you know, because, you know, he go back to the intelligent Pac. I'm like, you all over the motherfucking place. You know what I'm saying? You drunk. It's just. You know what I mean? And then the homie stood up. Tell this motherfucker shut up, Lord. Tell this motherfucker shut up before I fuck him up. I'll fuck your whole boy up. You know what I mean? So they start arguing, and then the bell get tired of the shit. Say one more thing, I'll put you motherfuckers in the back. Pac said, fuck you. Just like that on cue. He took us to the back and left us back there till his shift was over with. We was about to walk out the fucking door. That's Tupac, man. Now we're in the back. So, dude, the next shift, we in there for 8 hours now. The next shift come, dude said, man, I heard about it last night. You said one motherfucking thing, I'm just going to close the door. You sit here another 8. And my dude looked at him, he ain't going to say shit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to say shit. Man, Pac just laughed. By now, Pac just laughing all hard. It's all funny to him. He's just stupid as fuck. You know what I mean? The dude said, all right. You go out the back, because the press is out front. You know, y'all just go out the back. Once again, we get in the car, we drive out. As we driving out, Pac lean out the window. And now the press, I'm like, this is what I'm talking about, man. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking. I don't need this. I'm low key, homie. I don't need this. So we slowly just, you know what I mean? Then he went out of town and get arrested and get shot and all this stuff and go to jail and come out and he's fucking with Death Row them and you know what I mean? And I don't really have nothing to do with them because I just went through a lawsuit, you know, of California Love. I didn't join them when they first started the thing. I got my own issues, you know, they got nothing to do with Pac. But Pac get out and I have a conversation with him. You know, I mean, Pac made that choice. Pac told me he was going to do those records and keep it moving. That was his whole intent. But it didn't play out how he planned it. I missed that motherfucker. He was just cool, like just. Tell you that's why none of his documents. That's why nobody got a whole bunch of tape of nothing. You can't tell. You know what I mean? What's going on? I don't know why we don't have our tours documented. Nobody thought about none of that shit. We didn't travel with no cameras. You know, a couple cameras get turned on every 2-3 days. Somebody might videotape something. Well, let me get this. You know what I mean? We didn't think like that. No, nobody thought about it. Nobody thought about it. Nobody thought about it. I mean, it's so much stuff happened. We rather film the fucking pool party. You know what I mean? The Wild West pool party instead of film ourselves on the tour bus every day. You know what I mean? We just didn't think about the shit. You know, it was just weird. I mean, I got a lot of pictures and shit like that. It's some stuff, but it's not like not today. Like you know, everybody. You know, camera crews and this and that, and every session. You know what I mean? There was no cameras in the fucking session.
Yeah.
When Fuck the Police was made. You know what I mean? we didn't know, you know what I mean? Nobody knew, you know, that day, you know. Fuck, the police got made. Yeah, you know, it was a conversation before the fucking song got written. It was a conversation about, you know, motherfucker's head was at with it and Cube. And there it went. Him and Dre had a conversation. Song got formed and Dre structured it, and there you go. It wasn't no like, you know, let's film this. This is history. You know, none of that shit. Yeah. None of that shit. You look at the old tape. Look at the old NWA, Eazy-E home video shit. You see stupid shit on there. You see shit like them waking me up in the middle of the night, running. First they set up like they, 2 foreign motherfuckers talking with an accent. We was looking for nothing but a bear. All that kind of shit. And they wake me up. I turn, drop the camera. Stupid shit like that. Cube playing like he committed suicide over the thing. We used to be making movies, you know. This is robbery, you know. Stupid shit. We filmed Cube leaving the group because we was joking. I bought that wig that we used to clown Easy with. We bought that wig to clown Easy with. That was an Eazy-E fucked up Jerry Curl wig. That was for easy jokes. But then it ended up turning into an Ice Cube skit, you know. So you leaving the group, yeah, man. You know, Cube sitting there eating ice cubes. You know, DLC playing Cube, and Jerry Heller just happened to come down to San Diego that day to really talk to them about that shit. And Jerry just played around with the skit. The shit turned into the truth. You know what I mean? Like, here I got all these hair products, you know. Because he told me, you know, I'm not signing that shit. You told me I'm not signing that. They got to do this. I figure, you know, I'm owed this much. I figure I wrote on this and this and that. He was, you know, within his right of saying all of this. He was being advised by who he was being advised by, and that's what he was told. Even though he ended up leaving them people later, them same people that, you know, but he made some movies with them and made some records with them, but he ended up outgrowing their advice. You know what I mean? They ended up not having his best interest in the long run. So all this shit is a maceration. He got to, you know, she got him out of that, but then she had him in some shit, you know, and then he had to get him out of that shit to go to this shit, and then now it's all corporate bullshit. Now it's this one making a movie for this one, and this one, and this one holding the money, and this one. It's just always some, it's new players, but it's still more or less the same game, you know. But that motherfucker really wanted to be an actor. You know what we used to do? We used to make the motherfucking videos like, say, whatever, Strata Counter, We Want Easy, whatever. And we get together, we watch the motherfucking video. We try to figure out who did the best acting in the motherfucker. And we was done. We wouldn't say the Oscar go to. We'd say, and the Grammy goes to the best acting. You know what I mean? You know, everybody was like, I get the Grammy. They're smashing my head at the end of the motherfucking movie. You know what I'm saying? So that it was seasoned, that shit. So, you know what I mean? The acting shit in Cube way back then. So when John Singleton came to Ruthless and wrote Boys in the Hood, and it was supposed to be for everybody in the group, but everybody was supposed to fucking die in the fucking movie. Everybody was supposed to die, and Easy didn't want that. Easy was like, oh man, I'm gonna die in a movie. You know what I'm saying? So John kind of did some writing or something or whatever, and the shit just got pushed to the side. Easy didn't really give a fuck. When the group went its own way, he ran the Cube and then pinned it for Cube. Boys in the Hood. You know what I mean? Shit is weird how shit happens. You know what I mean? It's like, it wasn't no like, and then he knew, I knew I was going to get the Boys in the Hood script in this. It wasn't a Boys in the Hood script for Ice Cube to get until it became, and then he 100% did the role real good. And you know what I mean? You know, it ain't like that. At least in my humble opinion, you know, watching everything, none of this stuff was like a plan. You know what I mean? Not a damn thing. You know what I mean? Because Lonzo had it all. Lonzo had everybody signed to Lonzo, and then that fell apart. The crew cut because Cube did 2 records at CIA. No, he did 1 at CIA. He did 1 at Stereo Crew. The CIA one came out through McCullough. And then they changed the name, and they call the same members the Stereo Crew. She's a skag. He was 15. You see this? She's a skag. So what I'm saying, everybody was at Lonzo. Everybody was under Lonzo. So if Lonzo would have kept everything together, it would have been a whole, you know what I mean, a whole different route. Since that Lonzo didn't pay Dre them right, and then Dre starting to see, you know, other styles of music. He was tired of that. It was just like a progression. Dre didn't say, I'm through with this. Dre was through with this because he didn't get paid right, so his interest went elsewhere. If he'd have got paid correctly, his interest would have still been on that. You know what I mean? Once you lost his interest became, what y'all talking about? Dre wanted to be a producer. You know what I mean? He was still going. Dre was still producing. That's the one thing about Dre. When you look back, all the way back then, he was still producing a lot of different people. He was learning the fuck out of his craft before he even knew what the fuck he was doing. People was trusting him. You know what I mean? Like I said, I would do a session with him. We'd make a beat or something. Then the next person would come, you know, and they'd do something to the next person. So doing that shit way back then, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker got good. It's not, you know, it's not rocket science to the shit. It's just, you know, I mean, and that come along with, he did have a hell of an ear. You know, you gotta give him his dab. You know, that fucking early NWA stuff and early Cube shit. That shit was groundbreaking, man. That shit was different, motherfuckers. I mean, I was too close to it. You know, you know, of course we liked it. It was the best shit ever. But then with people, you know what I mean? It's weird when you.
But you knew early on that you appealed to the white audience too, right?
Because
how did you figure that out?
You go on a fucking tour, and you walk the fuck out the stage and say, "What the fuck is this?" Everybody look at each other. Sing the song, motherfucker. You know what I mean? No, but you just your audience is majority white. It's, you know, a hell of a percentage white, and you know, you understood immediately. It'd be some cities that wouldn't happen, but you know, overall, yeah. And then it gradually just became like, you know, like that. It became the norm. You know what I mean? I don't know how that became that, but that's what happened. And that, I guess it had something to do with the shock value of it, and who was really liking it, and then who wanted to stop it from happening, and it was just like a perfect little storm. I mean, you can't have another NWA little storm like that no more right now. You know, that with the Luke them trying to get shut down. Remember they was trying to shut down Luke them back then. Trying to, you know, it was that and Ice-T. It was just too much, you know. That's when now they don't even give a fuck. They don't give a fuck what people say now. That's what I'm talking about. That's where rap is. You got Rick Ross. We from Biggie to Rick Ross. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He got talent and all that, but you know what I'm saying? That shit is kind of like manufactured nonsense, quick cuts. You know what I mean? I don't know.
So on that topic, you came up with a group that talked about real stuff.
This motherfucker stole somebody's name and still want to be like, you know, Larry Hoover and this one and the next one. You know, it's incredible. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, Tiger, you know, he can rap and shit, but his shit is sideways too. But they build up that little image or whatever you want to call it. You know, it's not even a personality. It's not the cultivation of a personality that's met with a particular amount of skill to do a particular craft, and now you have a this. Mm-hmm. This shit is calculated. I'm going to sound like and be like and be. Get your punk ass out. That's why rap don't sound like how it sound. It don't sound nothing like motherfuckers was individual. That's why you had a Heavy D. You know what I mean? And a Rakim and a Public Enemy at the same time, because they was all their self. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were all their self. Now everybody, it's so obvious when you listen to what the fuck auto-tune did to it. When everybody heard that shit and tried to auto-tune, that shit was incredible. That shit was like a hard patch of the music game. Just like, no, that's a rough patch, man. That was hard time. I'm telling you, auto-tune era was hard time. That shows you. You know what I mean? When I'm talking about everybody trying to sound like whoever, it went from trying to sound like Pac to trying to sound like whoever. You know what I mean? People's whole careers wouldn't exist if Pac. You know what I mean? This shit is like incredible. So you don't have people trying to be an artist no more. And when they do, they usually not rewarded upon it. It's like it's a risk you got to take or not take. And then some people will do a whole bunch of art and they say, well, I got to do a radio song, or I got to, it's a hard thing, man. I'm not a fan of nobody every rap they spit or every. This is like nobody a fan of every song I make, nor should you be. But Rick has made some songs that I like. You know what I'm saying? And what I would go see him in concert or something, see us get down. But they don't. Artists are different now. You can't expect. It's like you couldn't expect, old 70s, 80s artists to respect what rappers came in and did. Like, look at these motherfuckers running around here. They ain't even no art to it. So you can't expect the next wave to be understood by those who just came right prior. You know what I mean? It's just that's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? I recognized when I started not liking certain songs that my daughters would fucking love them, and them songs be hits. You know what I mean? No disrespect. Fucking Nelly. When that first song came out, that little, whatever the name of that, bang, bang, chain, and down. Yeah, my daughters was singing the fuck out of that song. What the fuck y'all singing? They sing, the fuck is this? I never heard of it. I'm like, man, get that shit out of here. Fast forward, that shit is everywhere. You know what I mean? That's when I was like, I started like, it's songs. It's gonna start being songs that I used to have like it. It ain't gonna hit. Anyway, I'll be 100% right. I don't do that no more. I just know that it's they got a different market. They got a different ear. I mean, you listen to it and shit. This music is different now. Even the R&B is not R&B no more.
Yeah.
The shit is all like dance music. It's like some type of. We had to do special mixes to make club dance music. We used to call it house. You know what I mean? We used to do a house mix of this, and they play it in the club. Now that house mixes, they're single. That's what it turned to. It's no more R&B first, and then that's how it is now. Chris Brown is R&B, but he's straight kind of like house, like, you know what I mean? Her godfather is Tone Loc. And then my second daughter, godfather, is Tupac. So just, you know what I mean? Just to show you, like, how the shit was going. The shit was like, shit is weird. You know what I mean? This shit started weird. You know what I mean? Yeah. Me and Tone, we super tight. That's what I was saying. I wanted to do a fucking show called A Hip Hop Life too, but it'd be kind of like beyond the music, but it'd be more grittier. It's a clash of the old and the new of everybody's personalities. You can see Dre trying to wrangle it in because that's what he's used to doing with us, but everybody done goes through so much. How you gonna wrangle Cube and wrangle? You know what I mean? Everybody, so it's different. So you got to get that level of respect right, and then it's different levels of talent at this point because everybody haven't been keeping up their fucking craft. So it's a problem when you start making the records, and then before you make the records, you have to have a conversation. Okay, this is what went wrong in the last ones. You got too much credit for shit, Dre, that you did a lot, but you just got to share credit with whoever helped on the songs and this and that, and whoever writing on it. You get, we have to have that conversation, get that out the way. And Dre said, everybody, whoever do whatever you do, what you do, you get, credit for whatever you do, whatever. That's glossed over, and then the actual work happens once you can coordinate schedules. You get schedules and the egos in the room at the same time, at the right, and then you start, everybody got their opinion because everybody done sold so many records outside of NWA. How you gonna have this conversation? You know what I mean? So then you finally settle on some shit and you start writing on it. Cube got his little. Cube ain't got no problem. Cube gonna find lyrics. He ain't got no problem. Cube start busting. This is all the things I get. This you brother. Cube cold as fuck. Cube start busting his shit and Ren trying to figure out his part, and Dre slick with his shit. So Dre gonna get somebody to write it for him, and he gonna just come back next time you come show up, it's studio, Dre verse just on the fucking track. You know what I mean? Just some slick shit. Ta-da, you know. You can't critique his session. He already put his verse, you know, backgrounds and EQ and everything. You know, Cuban had to rap in front of everybody and do his now. What you gonna do, Ren? All the pressure on you. That's a lot. And Ren ain't been working as regular, so you know, so that it was you know, had to get Ren verse up where it needed to be, and then you put that out, and it just becomes you know, a different process than it was. It wasn't flowing like it was. But then you have a conversation, okay, we're going to do it. What caught my attention was I didn't give a fuck what I did or didn't do it. If they jumped on, because Dre picked out a couple of beats that we was going to use on the NWA record. So I knew it was going to get around to a couple of the ones that he picked out from my catalog. And I probably would help on something here and there, like I helped Ren with a couple lines on his shit, and so I'm just gonna let the process play itself out. So I wasn't tripping on it. I'm just being there, letting the new dynamics, you know, come about, and then slowly you just see that it ain't gonna work.
Tigers, bears, oh my. No need to be nervous, I'll be near your guys. Gorillas, hyenas, snakes, oh no.
Keep going straight.
Lions, tigers, bears, oh my. No need to be nervous, I'll be near your guys. Gorillas, hyenas, snakes, oh no. I'll shake it, you shake me from your waist. Below, I got that low blow. Beat up that piñata, Acapulco. The tribe will go home, burnt coconut. She swallowed me alive, thought the earth opened up. Then the Jordan sluts, then the supermodels. Pockets full of props, call me Super Lotto. Ready for the confetti, now let me in the VIP. Ready for the girl Shelly, now all we need is Hillary.